I'm speedrunning chess until one blunder ends it all. And today, for episode 9, I will use my main opening repertoire to try to win as quickly as possible and hopefully without mistakes. 5 games, 5 different openings, and as always, while explaining every single move, all the plans, all the tactics. Let's go. First game, let's go with e5, knight out, we protect the pawn, Italian game. And here I love to play the 2 knights defense. I'm inviting the fried liver, and I have a very nice weapon against it. We play the move d5, we have to stop the attack of the bishop and the knight on this pawn. And now we do not take it back, this would be a bad move, but we go with the knight here, attacking the bishop. We want to take that pawn next, but first we need to eliminate this bishop, if possible. For example, if the bishop comes here to still protect this pawn, we are able to first take it, and then we will take the central pawn. The main move here is to give a check. Why? Because white is winning at tempo. Now instead, the bishop just goes back, and I can take this pawn. Usually they say do not go out with the queen too early. I say it a lot as well. But in this case, my queen is very powerful, setting up a deadly threat. Okay, they didn't fall for it, because this pawn was potentially in danger. But still, I see some problems for them. And is that this bishop is really in a bad spot. I will play the move h6, attacking the knight. The knight has to move, and now already I have a fork. The only thing I would have to be careful is that I don't have to take or to move the knight or the bishop. They can simply pin me. But in that case, I will be able to simply unpin myself, and this pawn will be still protected enough times. For example, now I might just move my bishop out. Yes. And this pawn is attacked 2 times, protected 2 times. Okay, I missed this move. Uh-oh. Did I blunder? Damn. Maybe now this is a blunder. That's why you shouldn't go out with the queen too early. No! I hope it's just a mistake and not a blunder. Okay. I have to move the queen, and we'll go with the queen here. I am losing a pawn. I will be a pawn down. Nothing to say about that. So this was a mistake. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna take here. The bishop has to take, or the rook has to take. And then I will probably castle long. I will go for long castle, because like this, at least I create a disbalance, meaning that we have opposite side castling, so that I have a target. I can try to attack the king and get some counterplay. For example, already bishop here is a very nice move. I need to make sure that I'm not losing my queen, but it's good for now. My bishop is looking at this pawn together with the queen. So if the knight is going to be attacked or pinned or moved away, they could end up in trouble. There is one thing that I notice is that this bishop doesn't have many squares, right? If I would attack it, I might actually win it. The problem is that if I play the move f5, my bishop will be unprotected. So for example, they could sacrifice it here and then win this. What is the idea of this move? If they push, I'm gonna take. Oh, maybe they want to bring the queen out. That makes sense. But what if I try to go with the bishop here, pinning this knight that is protecting this pawn? That's the right move, indeed. Because after this, then I can take with the bishop, attacking my queen. Meaning that my bishop is going back, and we will go here, avoiding trades and making sure that my knight has a safe way to come back home if attacked. Also, I'm removing all the squares where the queen could go out, because all the squares are controlled. Bishop here is a great move, attacking the knight. The knight is actually protected by the queen. but the knight is not doing anything there. So I will take the chance to bring the knight back now that the knight is protected by the bishop. This would be a free pawn. The problem is, should I open up this file where they can attack me? This can be tricky. So I will not do that, and I will play the move f5. I'm attacking this bishop that doesn't have many squares to go, and I'm trying to organize a counterattack. If I can, I will also go for g5, g4. Okay, I'm taking with the bishop. I'm feeling a little bit better. Why? Because this pawn is also potentially becoming weak. Now my bishop doesn't have many squares. Okay, so my bishop has to go back here, which is kind of sad. Let me see if I can have an in-between move. For example, can I take here first, after queen takes this, that, and then I go back here? How is this endgame? I feel like it's better for me to keep a bit more pieces on the board, even if this attack is starting to be a little bit scary, but we keep going, we push this pawn and we try to arrange a counterattack. Now we are forced to take there, but there is a huge difference, and is that this pawn is actually free cheese macaroni. So we are going to take it. I was shortly checking the move rook here, attacking the bishop and attacking the pawn, but that would be a blunder because my bishop comes here attacking both rooks, and okay, they blundered. Now we just have to hope that my pawn push in the opening was not a blunder. Please subscribe if this was not a blunder. Ah! It was just a mistake. It was just a mistake. Oh no, this was a mistake from them. No, here we have. This was just a mistake, not a blunder, just a mistake. Okay, so what we should have done is definitely the simple move. We are pinning the knight, developing a piece, we are ready to castle long. Everything is good. G3. Okay, this gives me a chance to talk about the new opening. This is called Reti. The idea is that they want to develop the bishop in fianchetto. Please, for the Americans listening, it's fianchetto, not fianchetto. Okay? This is an Italian word. So please, when they ask you what Italian words you know, the first one you have to say is not ciao, pizza, pasta. No, these are too common. You will say fianchetto, sir. And they will look at you very strangely, but you are cool. At least I think so. Okay, so we took control over the center. They are giving us a check. Now we could protect with the knight, with the bishop. I really don't like this move. If you go for fianchetto, then the bishop wants to stay there, not go on that side of the board. So I will just bring the knight out, and I'm very happy if they trade. Because, what is this? I am really confused. I have never seen this opening. And what shall we do? We should just develop all the rest of the friends here. So I will go with the bishop here. Probably the queen is coming there. We might go for... I mean, this is a checklist of what not to do in the opening. Do not push too many pawns. Do not move the same piece twice. I am really confused right now. Okay, I will go for h5. This is a strange move, but it has a big purpose, and is exactly to exploit what they have done wrong. I will go with the queen up here, looking at all the dark squares. Now I take back with the knight, and this looks already really bad, because all the light squares are so weak. My next move, if I can, will be bishop g4, attacking the queen that has no squares. The knight cannot cover here because would be hanging, so the knight has to go there. But if the knight goes there, then the knight is sneaking here, giving a check, and the king can no longer castle. So actually this move is one of the few moves that saves them. Interesting. Okay, I could keep going with my plan of pushing this. And why not? This is really strong right now because I'm threatening to take and the pawn cannot take back. So they are losing a pawn and they leave this just hanging like this. Because if they take here, I take back. Do they have any check? No, I'm ready to long castle. My king will be in safety. This is not a problem. The bishop is hanging, and if the bishop would be protected, I can always defend with the pawn. I'm going to take here. I'm threatening a very simple move. G2, that is staring at the rook, looking at the rook and saying like, and now what? Okay, I will take here, the queen will take, and how many extra pawns do I have? One, just one actually. So I'm taking also here to make sure that there are not too many pawns that are hanging right now. The queen is attacking there, so I might probably go for long castle here. There we go. Now this pawn still cannot be taken. The bishop is attacking the queen, but I can go here, offering a little trade. Shall we? We shall do that. Offering a trade of queens. If they take, they are lost. So probably knight there is the only move, pretty much. But I think this is gonna be a disaster. We are at move 13. And after knight here... Okay. Again, I'm confused. But I'm gonna take here. They take. They don't take even there. Okay. I might push rook here, take this pawn. Or maybe take that pawn directly with the rook. Yeah, I'll take this pawn with the rook. If they take back, my pawn is unstoppable. I have never been so confused during a chess game. Please let me know in the comments if you're also very confused right now. What was this game about? This was non-chess. Now I'm giving a check. I'm giving a check. I will give some more checks and eventually checkmate them. Okay, check. Checkmate. GG's. Okay, the show must go on. One more time. We have again the black pieces. I'm cursed. Please comment with justice for Alessia so that I will have also some white pieces. Okay, 1d4. How to play against 1d4? I usually go out with this knight here. There are two moves that are very good against 1d4. One is d5 and one is knight here. Because in both cases we are taking control over the center. Because the move e4 shouldn't be a move since I can just grab this pawn for free. Now chess.com is telling me that this is called Omega Gambit. So maybe it's a gambit. It has an idea. We need to try to refute this gambit then. For now, I can enjoy my extra pawn. If I can, my next move is gonna be d5, fighting for the center, and then I will be able to bring my pieces out. Usually in the d4, d5 structure, there is one piece that is struggling to get out, and is this bishop. Because in order to bring this bishop out, you go for the move e6, and then this bishop is saying like, but me, where am I going? So it's a little bit complicated. Now, the bishop is attacking the knight. I can defend it like this. I can go back, and I will just defend it this way. I know that in theory, I am going to double my pawns if they take, but I have an extra pawn. I'm happy to trade. I will get the bishop pair in a still kind of open position. And the most important thing is that my pawn here would be controlling the square where the knight can go. So I don't mind this double pawn, plus the queen is pointing at this pawn in the center. So I have some reason to have a pawn that could be potentially a weakness for me. Okay, c4, they're attacking the pawn that is defending the knight. In this case, I will simply go back with the knight, so that I'm able to defend the pawn. If they take, I take back with the knight. I've been moving the knight quite some times, but let's say that it has been for a good reason. I took a pawn, then I had to go back. And also, as we can see, this bishop has moved once and will soon move a second time as well. Because I'm most probably going to take there. Now the question is, should I first develop this knight? Because if I develop this knight, I'm going to look at this pawn, and I will go for it. Now this pawn is attacked 2 times, protected 2 times, so I don't need to defend it one more time, but I had to make sure that the pawn was protected. And now my threat is pretty fun. I'm threatening to take here, and after bishop takes, this pawn is unprotected because I'm attacking it with the queen, with the knight, and protected just once. This queen move is highly suspicious, because they're attacking this pawn a third time, but this guy is saying like, hello, it's me. I'm just wondering if you would like to protect me, but you choose not to. Okay. So I might take it, attacking the queen. And then the queen will have to move. And then this knight is very powerful there, because he's also looking at this square. You might say like, but there is a bishop protecting, but there is a pawn here that is about to take a pawn, attacking the bishop and forcing the bishop to find a different path in life. So I'm going to snap that central pawn. Very happy to do so. The queen has to move one more time. It's very important to make sure that there are no checks. For example, here, check would be annoying, winning the knight, even if the knight could potentially go back. But important to always look for tactics. And now I think I have a very brilliant move. Pawn takes. Why? Because the queen is protecting the knight. Hello. And if the bishop is taken, I didn't expect this. We have a royal fork, plus 0 counterattack as well. Wow. This was 8 moves, by the way. I guess there are no blunders, but just in case, we make sure. All right, no blunders for us, 95.5 accuracy. Let's go on. New game, we have the white pieces and we go with my favorite first move, e4. Perfect, e5, knight out, attacking this knight. Ooh, and we are in the Philidor defense. This is a little bit of a solid defense, but a little bit passive. Why? Because black is protecting this pawn with a pawn, blocking the way out for the bishop. So the best way possible here is to take full control over the center, expand a little bit. This queen here is a horrible move because yes, you're protecting this pawn with the queen, but now this bishop can say like, I would also like to play. So in general, in the opening, try to develop all your pieces, but make sure that by bringing pieces out, you're not blocking other pieces to go out. So you need to find harmony. Now, c6 is a very typical Philidor move, and I will tell you what is the idea. The idea is that if I play my normal move, bishop c4, they want to go for b5 and then b4, attacking knight, and suddenly this pawn is shaking. So a very typical move here, unconventional, but that's the reason why we do this, is the move a4. What we are doing is stopping the move b5 and ready to go out with the bishop. Now, they are pinning us, no problem. This knight is defended, is protected. What we should check is that after bishop takes, we take back with the queen and this pawn is no longer protected. So I might develop my bishop here so that this pawn gets protection and I'm able to take here with the queen. Okay, g6 makes lots of sense. They want to, at the very least, find a solution for the bishop. I would play the move h3. Why? Because now this bishop cannot go back here. I would play g4 and trap it. And so they have to take a decision and show me their idea. Now I'm taking back with the queen. Happy to do so. I have the bishop pair. I really don't like this move. Remember that pawns are never going back. And every time you push a pawn, you're weakening the squares next to the pawn. So for example, now this square is super weak. Imagine a knight here would be lovely. And I can do so by doing this knight maneuver. I'm not in stress to do so, but I can see already this juicy idea there. And actually, maybe I will do it immediately. Because I see another idea. Ta-ta-ta. Ta-ta-ta. No, I will just develop. I will just go with my bishop out. No need to hurry. Okay. Bishop there. They want to trade my bishop, but if they trade the bishop, all the dark squares here are also weak. I will take this little juicy pawn. And I have a plan in mind. Suddenly, I might come here attacking the queen because the queen is the only piece that is protecting that pawn. So that could be fun. Now, we need to make sure, because once the queen is taking and we take there, it's not checkmate. The king has still this square. But my rook is coming here to give another check. And the knight cannot... If the knight is blocking, we snap it with the queen. The queen is here, huh? So where is the king going? Here? And then don't we have a mate? Ooh, I see it. I see the bim bum bam. Okay, so it seems to me, but I need to double check because one blunder ends the speed run. So if I play bishop here and black has a defense, I'm screwed. So let me calculate one more time. Yes. After bishop there, queen takes, check. The king goes there, I give a check. If the bishop or the queen are covering, no problem. The knight cannot cover, so the king has to move, and this is the only square. Then the queen is sneaking here, giving a check. The king has just one square, nobody can cover here, and then the queen sneaks here and gives checkmate. So after bishop here, they have to move the queen again. And the queen doesn't have many squares to keep this pawn protected. Well, actually this one is a pretty simple solution, I'd say. But in that case, I will go with my queen on g4. So I am going for this. And if you aren't subscribed, please do it. It's just one click. And it tells me that you're enjoying the videos. Okay, great. I didn't take, and I will sneak with my queen there. My idea is that I might want to just go here. But then the knight comes out, so I want to recheck this move one more time. You know what? I will just keep my queen here. I don't want to trade, but I don't want to put my queen in some strange squares. And I noticed I also have little time, so I might as well speed up. Now my bishop is under attack, I gotta move it. And where is the best square? I think here, because I'm blocking, I'm controlling this diagonal, meaning that the king cannot easily castle. Okay, this makes sense. But I will play rook here. If they castle, the knight is a free cheese, juicy, tasty macaroni. All right, so they are threatening to castle, but I will castle myself and say like, okay, you can go ahead and castle. But this looks very suspicious. My rook is sliding here. And the queen doesn't have many squares. I will do this. Rook here, attacking the queen. The queen doesn't have many squares, maybe a rook there, and then I can bring the other rook, attacking the knight, and the knight cannot move because the rook behind would be attacked by two rooks and protected just by one. So the queen is hiding in the corner, but now my other rook is joining the party, and the threat is still there. Who is defending this knight? Nobody. Who is defending this rook? Nobody. The position, I think, is starting to collapse. All right, the knight is moving, attacking this bishop, but the bishop is also protected, so I can just snap this rook. The rook is taking and... Ooh. Okay, I might just take back here. Yes, why not? We're not in a hurry to take there, because the queen would take back. And then the king has square, so we just take back here. We have a full extra rook. This knight is under attack. The knight cannot move because the rook behind is in big danger. So they might as well just resign here. The queen is moving, protecting the knight, but I think that I can simply add another attacker. Yes. The queen is attacking this knight together with the bishop. So two attackers, one defender. Is there a way to defend it one more time? Yeah, just bishop here. Okay, the rook is taking. We take here. Check. The bishop is taking, but the bishop is pinned, meaning that this is a free cheese macaroni. Checking that it's not a blunder. It is not. The queen doesn't have any counterattack, so we take the knight. The queen is taking. We take back here, and we just have too many pieces. Okay, we take also here. Yes, why not? Let's give this check as well. Let's try to push the king and maybe checkmate it with a few pawns. Let's bring the king up. I think we need the king to checkmate. Let's bring the king up. And now we are threatening mate. And we have it! Look at this! GG's! Very quick analysis, no blunders, but attention, we had one brilliant move. Look at this, I'll show you the mate. If the queen is taking, we take here. The king is moving, check. Now, they can sacrifice the bishop, they can sacrifice the queen. Actually, sacrificing the queen is the only way to survive here, because if the king is moving, then we have a check, this, and beautiful mate. GG's. Last game for today. Let's cross 1450, 1 e4, e5. We go with the knight out. Will they go? Okay, we have another Philidor. I don't know why this opening is so popular. Not super good for black, but at least it's very solid. Okay, they take, we take back with the knight. Now, my idea is very fun. I can just develop my knight, protecting here, and I want to actually castle, if possible, long. So I will go with my bishop out either here, there, or here. This pin is usually very strong, but it's not as strong if there is a bishop that will come there. That's why I will go with my bishop here on f4. It's a very atypical square for the bishop to go, but I have a plan. I want to castle long. I want to play queen d2 and long castle. The reason why is actually pretty powerful. I will go this way to have the bishop there, because in the future I want to play f3, I want to play g4, g5, and I don't want to have the bishop on the way. So this is a very long term plan, but very effective. Okay, so knight there, we will go for long castle. So now we are showing our cards, telling them what we want to do. And they just play the move h6. This might be their idea. I play the move f3. It's a great moment to do so, because I make sure that my central pawn is very protected and at the same time I'm threatening the move g4, pushing, advancing the pawns to attack the king. All right, so they go with the knight there. Now, can we play this move? Always important to look for tactics, if they can somehow sacrifice two minor pieces, but it doesn't seem like a big deal. So we go with the move g4. We are starting the attack even before they castle. The point is that they cannot change, they cannot do anything else. So look at this, queen is stuck. Well, the queen might have to go there to go out, so it wouldn't be a great idea. Okay, now we take here, and let's see how they react. Maybe they try to play bishop there to then play queen here and try to do something. So in general, many players play this c5 move in the Philidor, but it's usually a mistake. And the reason is that this pawn is suffering for the entire game. Now, already the pawn is attacked 3 times. Of course, my queen is under attack, so I first will have to move my queen back, and then I'm able to take this pawn. But I think I'm already winning that pawn, because he's attacked 3 times, protected just once. The best I can do is to move this bishop somewhere in order to get one more piece protecting it. Okay, the queen here is looking at this pawn, but that's not a big deal. I was shortly checking all the knight attacks, but nothing really works, so we might just take this pawn. Now, if we trade everything, we get to an endgame with an extra pawn, and we shall be happy with it. I was trying to look if there is even better, but happy with an extra pawn. Let's try to convert it in the fastest way possible, and hopefully without blunders. Step number 1 is always the same. This is one of the most important rules in chess, and is play with all your pieces. So this bishop and this rook needs to join. But my brain is looking at one move that looks so fun, and is the move e5. Why? Because this knight has no squares to go. Knight cannot go there, knight cannot go there. So the knight has to choose one of these 2 squares, and that's pretty ugly. And then I can bring my bishop out, probably here, and then bring the rook there. Definitely that's what I'm going to do. And we have a similar example as one of the previous games, where this bishop might end up being unprotected if they castle. So, very... Ooh. Okay, fun idea. Really fun idea to defend this knight. If I take, they take. over there. Yeah, that's really a fun idea. Nothing to say. So we gotta bring the bishop out. If I go there, I give them a free tempo. So I will just be shy for now and go over here. What I want to do is to be able to bring the other rook there so that my rook will be unprotected. Wow, this is actually a very fun resource. I don't know if they calculated this check. It could have been almost mate, right? The king has just one square to go. But it seems to work. It seems to be working. Yes, it works. So I will go with my rook somewhere. I could go with my rook here. But I don't like it so much because the bishop can just come there, defend everything. So I will go with my rook there on a dark square. Why? Because they have the light square bishop. So inevitably, there will not be tactics here. Again, they're playing really well. I'm impressed. Really impressed. Their idea is that now this rook is protecting the other rook. So if I bring my rook, they're able to just come here with the bishop. So I will do something different. I will first improve my knight. I'm threatening a pawn, and it's not so simple to defend it because they can't push it. And okay, they defend it this way. Again, very smart approach. I will bring my other rook here. I'm happy with I mean, I'm not super happy with all the trades because they have quite some active pieces, but I am very happy with this knight. This knight has a very juicy square here where the knight cannot be attacked by the bishop, by the rooks, by the pawns. So that's what we do. This pawn is protected behind, so we are safe. And what should we worry about? There is one thing to worry about. And is that they might come here with the knight attacking the bishop that is protecting this pawn. But we have a tactic. This knight here is threatening to go give a nasty check to the king. And if this happens, then the king has to move. Ooh. And what I want to say is that then the rook is unprotected. So I go for this. Check. And this rook is saying like, oops, and me? Now attention, if I take here, they take here with check, and I have to move my king, so I just won an exchange actually. So I want to shortly check, do I have even better? Can I do this? If I do this, they come with the knight here. I take this. So seems like I'm not winning material. I have this check, they take here. Yup, so I am going to take there. Yes, even if they have this check, I'm then going to move my king on the side. There is no back rank, and I took a rook for a piece, so that's still very, very good. Now, this is the same. Actually, it gives me, it's a small difference because I'm able to go with the knight towards the center, so I don't have to keep my my king a little bit passive. My king is already joining the action, attacking this knight, putting some pressure, and I'm starting to look for some more tactics. So the knight is attacking the pawn, which would be a fork, winning another pawn. I'm thinking about playing this move, and the reason is that this is a mating net. The king has no square to go. Not here, not there, not here, not there, not here, no, nowhere. So a check is mate. And they have this... GG's, very beautiful checkmate. No blunders also for this game. This means that there will be another episode very soon, but for now, if you want to improve your chess, check out my 3-step guide. If you're really committed, this video is the one that you must watch. So check it out, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!